Hey, 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 time to shine today, varsity squad. It's Scott Ferguson. And we're kind of like, by the time this drops, we'll probably be in kind of phase two of, or maybe even three of coming out of COVID-19. But we're always talking about leveling up here at Time to Shine today. And my next guest is the epitome of leveling up her life and also helping others leveling up. I vetted her out. I reached out to her to come on. She graciously accepted. Her name is Miss Amanda Luketa, and she is a high achiever, went to grad school at CU Boulder, mechanical engineer, freelancer, tied all the things, struggle to success. We're going to dig deep into that. That's awesome. She's a business coach, spiritual awakening, manifestation, and mindset coach. Now she helps online entrepreneurs adopt an abundance mindset and develop aligned strategy to scale their biz while reprogramming their subconscious mind to attract the lifestyle and wealth they want. That's some serious credentials, and I cannot wait to dig in to a nice little conversation with my friend here, Amanda Luketa. So Amanda, without further ado, please come on and introduce yourself to the Time to Shine Today podcast squad. But first, what emoji do you use the most? What's your favorite emoji?
That's a great question. I would say the one that I use the most is the heart emoji.
The what emoji?
The white heart,
okay,
or the silver heart.
Love it. Love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Amanda, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color, it's white.
White? And why is that?
It goes with everything.
I love
it. It's clean. True. It's bright.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get to the origins of you. You're a young lady. You're out there crushing it and whatnot. So let's get to the origins of you, and then let's bring you up to, Amanda Luketa Consulting. So let's hear the story.
Yeah. So first, thanks so much for having me on, Scott. I really appreciate it. So my background, like you said, I spent 8 years in engineering school and worked as a mechanical engineer. It was really that, that pressure to achieve and do what I was supposed to do. And it really wasn't anything that felt fulfilling. It's like, okay, I can go through these motions, I can do this, I can get the degree, but I don't feel good inside. Like it's not lighting me up. And so that kind of spurred me to this journey of entrepreneurship. Like I've always loved to write. And so that's how I started freelancing, was copywriting. Just thought I'm going to try something online and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I can always go back to being an engineer, which isn't horrible, right?
Right.
And through that journey, I got really into self-development. I started, I found Tony Robbins. He was like the first guy who I really found.
October 18th, Tony, you're coming on. You already, nice. You already agreed. I got it signed by him. But anyways,
wow.
No, please.
That's exciting. Cool. So yeah, I really dove into that world. And I found that what was really the thing that was making or breaking my success was my mindset. It wasn't the strategy. You can have thousands of different strategies and people will get results, but they'll only get results if they're in the right frame of mind to do so. And it's not the strategy that does it. It's what's in here. So
absolutely.
That's kind of what brought me to where I am today. And through the process of personal development, I found the law of attraction and started applying it into my own life consciously. And it's really just so powerful for me as a human being. And so that's why I teach money manifestation.
Love that. And so what was so I'm in the real estate business for 22 years, and that's what I did. And, as a real estate agent, and I deal with people in, hopefully they're not listening right now, but like my nightmare client are engineers because they read everything. So I am I'm pleasantly surprised, but I'm very curious to know that an engineer who critiques and breaks down everything got into mindset. How did that come? What was an aha moment? Because your guys' protocol, which thank God it is, like on point, because things would fall apart and bad things would happen. But what was the aha moment, Amanda, where you're like, yeah, you know what? It's like, because money manifestation, unless you do it differently, which we'll get into that, is kind of like you're open to stuff to happen. You're focused, but open, where the protocol of an engineer is not. So can you take us through that aha moment, please?
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say that I'm selling a house right now and I'm the person who doesn't read the paperwork. So I may
What?
not be, I just sign it. It's like, you want me to sign it, I'll sign it. So I may not be the typical engineer brain.
Okay.
I think that the moment that really shifted things for me out of that more like traditional science-minded space
Mhm.
into all things are possible
Sure.
was realizing that, science is great and all, but it is also very prescribed. It's very rigid. It's
Right.
very, if X, then Y kind of thing.
Sure.
And I feel best, I feel most empowered, I feel the most free when I give myself permission to think for myself and think expansively.
Okay.
And so it was just kind of about breaking out of that confines of you have to do things a certain way.
So do you, I even wrote it down, pressure to achieve. Is that from the rents, the parents, or
Oh
was
yeah,
it from, okay.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
really you might've been wanting deep. I think right now, deep down, you always had it, but it just kind of was brought out of you, not in a rebellious way because you went and got a degree, a graduate degree, but it was always kind of sitting there, maybe dormant a little bit, maybe agree or no, or is that what you're kind of
Yeah.
thinking? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I happen to be good at the science stuff and the creative stuff and not, I'm not trying to brag. Like, I honestly don't care, but I just know that that's not a thing that usually overlaps.
Right.
And so it's like when you can do all these different things reasonably well, it's like if your parents want you to go in one direction, you kind of just follow that path because
Right.
that's
Right.
going to lead to success.
Absolutely. So, what did your parents think about this break off into money manifestation and stuff like that, or even other family members?
Oh, I don't really talk to them about it.
Okay, good.
I mean, they just know that I have a business online.
Good. Good for
How's
you.
your business? It's business.
It's
It's
good.
good.
It's going.
Yeah.
It's paying some bills. We're doing
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah.
love that. So, what do you think makes a great coach in the money manifestation arena, if you will?
Yeah. I think the number one thing is conviction about your client's success. So I mean, that's really like takes the cake beyond everything, right? If you believe it for yourself and if you know that you are the only creator of your reality, you need to project that onto your clients as well. And
Love
that
that.
will aid them in their own journey when they have somebody who's really in their corner and they can feel that confidence like on every single call and every single interaction.
Sure. So, what do you think then would be, how do I ask this? When you're bringing somebody in that's going to become one of your clients at your consulting or coach consulting, as I like to say it, what do you think is their biggest blind spot? And two, what's your secret sauce to work around it?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So the biggest blind spot is for sure limiting beliefs.
I
And
was
it's like
hoping you were going to say that,
yeah, well, it
so
goes even deeper than that. It's
sure.
like there are surface limiting beliefs that come up, things like it's really hard to make money, money is the root of all evil, whatever, right? But then there's deeper ones, and these are your paradigms that come from childhood,
Okay.
right? Maybe you grew up and there was a time when you were really poor or money was really tight. And as a kid, you internalize that and it goes deeper than just a belief. So
It
often
sits in that subconscious, right? And it just puts you on
exactly.
autopilot to not wealth, but not destruction so much, but just a lack program that maybe you might not be good enough, no matter what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. There's a lot of like self-esteem and self-worth tied into all of that as well.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
money is not separate from you as a being, it's
Right.
very interconnected. And as far as the secret sauce, I mean, the thing about manifestation work is that there really is no secret. It just is what it is. And so if
Sure.
you're going to work with a coach, just pick one that resonates with you. That's really as simple as I'm not going to claim that I know something that other manifestation teachers don't know. It's like
Okay.
if you like me, work with me.
Love
So
that.
it's this iterative process of going through your limiting beliefs and really picking them apart,
Sure.
and reprogramming your subconscious with the beliefs that will serve you.
And you believe that the subconscious can be reprogrammed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. Gotcha. So as you moved into because you are me. I have no idea what age you are. I never ask a woman that. If you don't mind telling me, you can.
I
But
just turned 30.
okay, you look like you're 22. So no
Thanks.
offense, but okay. And the people that are watching this will see what I'm talking about. This beautiful lady. She looks like she's 22, but she's 30. So like who was like literally when I was 27 is when I picked up the book. I was handed the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yep.
Okay. So what influencers have influenced you and also maybe sit at your round table, whether it's a mental round table, they're dead and gone. You pick up, I love reading dead people. That's my jam. But who's your influencers?
Yeah, so Napoleon Hill is one of them. Think and Grow Rich is the first book that I was introduced to as well.
You are me, like
yeah.
20 some years ago.
Right.
More than that now. Jeez.
Oh man. Don't reveal your
I know.
your age.
People know I'm 48. I'm coming up on 50 pretty quick, so but it's all good. Okay, so you had Napoleon Hill.
Okay, and then Abraham Hicks. So
yeah.
Esther Hicks would be
Yes.
the physical person.
Sure.
And then Neville Goddard. He's
Oh.
yeah, so he's like the OG manifestation dude from like the 50s and 60s. I mean, the stuff that he was talking about at that time was like crazy.
Really?
And it's still kind of like nuts today. He talks a lot about Bible scripture and like relates that to manifestation. It's a little bit dense, but it's when you're ready, it is like mind blowing.
Yeah.
The other one is Joseph Murphy. So
okay.
Those four.
Did you ever read Wallace Wattles? The Science of Getting Rich? He's it was written in 1898. You have to pick it up because everything that Napoleon Hill even admits to everything that was in The Science of Getting Rich was pulled forward. It's fantastic. Give that one a read too. It's good stuff. So, okay, if I'm out networking at an event, press and flush, which in Florida here, we're starting little events and stuff like that, getting back out, still social distancing, but doing it. But if I'm at a business event and like I'm talking to somebody, I'm a listener, I like to connect people. That's what we do here at timetoshinetoday.com, where we don't want anyone to feel like they have no one. If I'm listening to somebody, what might be keywords or phrases that would think that person would be a good contact, connection, referral client for Amanda Luketa?
Well, anybody who is interested in expanding their consciousness. So those two words, I don't know how common that would be in conversation. Anyone who talks about, spirituality, there's a lot of overlap between, people who are really into like numerology or astrology, things like that. Not always, but usually. The personal development niche, law of attraction, and then of course manifestation. Those would be
love it. So do you have a podcast?
No, I just started a YouTube channel.
Okay. You need a podcast, girlfriend. We're going to get you set up. So
right.
Without a doubt, I mean, you have the voice, you have the knowledge, which is fantastic. But we'll get into that. I want to dig a little bit deeper into Miss Luketa here. So, okay, if you're 30, right? You've accomplished a ton between 20 and 30 or 18 and 30. What if you could get into, I don't know if this analogy will resonate with you, but if you could meet with Marty McFly, you know who that is? Okay. You ever heard of Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Okay. Michael J. Fox played a guy named Marty McFly at a DeLorean, went back in the future. Back to the Future, right?
I get the reference now.
Okay. If you could go back to the 18-year-old Amanda Luketa, with the knowledge nuggets that you've gained in 12 years, I can't wait to see what the next 12 years brings you. But if you could go back, what kind of knowledge nugget would you drop on the 18-year-old Amanda?
Be yourself.
Love it. Okay.
That's it.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't put on a mask to please somebody else. It's a waste of time.
Gotcha. So Amanda, then what would people misunderstand about you the most then?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
You're doing stuff that not everybody's doing.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that there may be a point of confusion with like my background as an engineer and then what I'm doing now.
Kind of like what I did.
Yeah. And I mean, like what I'm doing now is, people who are not in this sphere can see it as like woo-woo.
Right. Right.
Just, a bunch of like mumbo jumbo. So, but I honestly don't encounter any of that.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. So is that when you start meeting with people, then, people come to you, and, how you get them in as clients and stuff in that first discovery conversation, is there anything that you wish they would ask you but never do?
Yeah, that's interesting because those discovery conversations are very much me leading the conversation with questions. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a very like limited space for the other person to actually ask a bunch of questions.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I would say that the one thing that I wish people asked was about my conviction. Like, what do I believe? Right? Because, like I said in the beginning, it's like as a coach, you need to have that unshakable confidence about your
Sure.
clients. So, if
Right.
I was somebody seeking out a manifestation coach, that's what I would want to know.
Love
But
it.
nobody really asked that.
Yeah, that's that. I want to know about your fails. You know what I'm saying? If I was to come to you, I'd be like, where did you F up? Where did you, fall in your face? That's what I wish my coaching clients would, wish that they would ask me. I just tell them, okay, you want to hear about a bad thing
Yeah.
from me and how
Yeah.
overcame it? So tell me about one of those of yours then.
Oh my
Tell me
gosh.
how you failed forward and pushed through, one that sticks out. Because our
Uh,
listeners love to hear those stories.
Yeah, so the biggest one that sticks out for me was actually when I was enrolling my first round of clients. And this wasn't for manifestation, this was for business coaching. That
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like the bridge that I used to just even like become a coach. I feel like
Sure.
most
Got
coaches
to, huh?
start
Yeah,
in that,
absolutely.
business realm. But sales was a huge block for me. Like I was
Really?
getting on these calls and I was like, I can't close anyone.
Yeah.
What the heck, because coaching is also like high ticket. It's not just like buying a course.
No,
So
sure.
it's totally a different game. And yeah, I kept like hitting this wall and hitting this wall.
Yeah.
And I ended up at the time investing my last $1,500 into another coach who was specifically like an expert on sales.
Right.
And I made my investment back more than double a week later when I closed my first client.
Isn't that awesome? So you built, so hear that, squad? She had a blind spot that she discovered. She brought in help to help her get over that hurdle, and now she just spoke about unshakable confidence. Like, your confidence there was nil, and then all of a sudden you brought in the right person and you became unshakable, and you're still building it up. If everybody has their weak spots, but you're still building up. Thank you for sharing that. You did exactly what we talk about here at Time to Shine today, to level up. You brought in the help, you invested in yourself, and you move forward. So thank you for sharing that, Amanda.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about here at Time to Shine today, the dash. I want to know how you want your dash remembered. Your life date, death date, that dash in the middle. God
Mm-hmm.
willing, or whoever you believe is your creator willing, you have a lot of life to live. But how do you want that epitaph to read, that dash to remember Amanda Luketa?
So this might be a little bit of a curveball for you, but it's author.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to be an author that touched people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, you're going to write books. I got people
Yeah.
that I can put you in touch with. Mine actually just got published, and we're getting ready to roll it out, which everybody's excited, and I'm excited, and something that, it took me 48 years to do. So you're doing it
That
at
is really
30.
exciting.
You're even before that. I know you're going to crush it. So what would be Amanda's definition of a life well lived?
Living life according to your terms. So just being really, really true to yourself, true to your desires, true to your wants, true to your needs and your preferences, and going forth authentically.
Be authentic, right?
Um,
Folks,
and it
I don't know
doesn't
about
matter
you,
what
but
you're
I got
doing.
notes, and if you're watching, I got notes up the yang from Amanda. So, Amanda, we start to wind stuff down here, and we do a leveling up lightning round, okay? So you and I could talk 15, 20 minutes, especially we're going to talk another time about a lot of different things, I'm thinking, because I have people that I want to introduce you to. But
Okay.
we're going to do, like, each one of these we could talk about a while, but my producer's on the other screen going 5 seconds, 5 seconds. So you got to give me an answer with no explanation in 5 seconds. They're easy and they can be answered that way, okay?
All right.
You ready to rock?
Yep.
Let's
Let's
do
do it.
this. What is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Trust yourself.
Love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Meditation, first thing in the morning.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So outside of the flavor of the week or what you're reading right this second, you can even say Neville Goddard, but what's that book that just is like, if I was in doldrums, I need something to read, you hand it to me and say, this will level you up.
Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you could be, I know you're only 30, but if you could be one age for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Don't care.
Okay, love
Literally
it.
don't
Where
care.
you're at now. Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So what is your favorite charity and or organization you like to give your time and or money to?
Best Friends Animal Society, or any of the local animal humane.
Gotcha. I got my rescue pit sitting right at my feet. He's here for all my interviews. Awesome.
Cool.
So last question. What is the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or I guess for you, I can throw in 2000s.
80s.
80s? We can hang out, man. Big hair, don't care. Love that. So Amanda, how can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Amanda Luketa. There's a dot in between my first and last name.
Okay.
That's the place where I hang out the most.
Yep.
I also have my website, amandaluketa.com.
Love it. Love it. And folks, all that will be in the show notes. And so Amanda, leave us with one last knowledge nugget that you want our squad to internalize, walk away with, execute, and just rock and roll like right now.
Know that all of the answers already exist within you. You have
That is
everything you need, and you just need to unfold it. That's it.
I love that. That's going to be your quote on the website. So no, all of the answers already exist within you. Folks, squad, I have sat down with a 30-year-old rock star, super authentic, lives life according to her terms. She has unshakable confidence, and if she doesn't and not confident in a certain area, she finds help to do it. So that's what you're here listening to. Time to Shine today, squad. So like if you're needing help and leveling up mindset, manifestation, Amanda's your girl. I'm telling you right now, fantastic. She'll help you get rid of, limiting beliefs. She'll put you in touch with the resources that you need to be using. And you're talking to a girl that had a pressure to achieve, but did her own thing anyways. Like her mom and dad, loving as they are, they wanted to see and be safe, and they wanted to be safe. And engineering, you can't be much safer. But she's doing her passion anyways. And that's truly leveling up. And Amanda, you are, you're so humble, but you're still hungry. You're leveling up your health. You're leveling up your wealth. You're part of our squad now. You can't go anywhere. So thank you so, so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Scott.
Okay. Have a great day, Amanda.
You too.